Hi, everybody. Wow, what a beautiful day it was outside today. I hope you had a chance to go for a walk or go to the park or just enjoy the sunshine. Anyway, it is a good reminder that summer is on its way. And with that, we only have a few more weeks of school. And, we have a lot happening these last few weeks. So please make sure you check out the Hawk Alert on Friday. Mark down those important dates because we don't want you to miss anything. So today's story is all about someone you know, Steve Jobs. And as you may know, he is one of the founders of Apple. So here we go. Steve Jobs by Mary Nin. Steve Jobs. Hi, I'm Steve Jobs. When my parents adopted me, they didn't realize their son would change the world. But first, I had to develop my passions and overcome many obstacles. I frequently helped my father in his workshop. He taught me many of his skills, including woodwork, electronics, and mechanics. I fell in love with it. I could spend hours studying and practicing in our garage. Hey, Steve, grab me that hammer, would ya? Sure, Dad, I'm coming. My first obstacle was school. I struggled to pay attention and became easily bored. Oftentimes, I behaved very badly. This made it hard for me to make friends. I often felt sad and lonely, but I tried to keep my head up. What's gotten you into trouble this time, Steve? I knew I wanted to change the world, but I needed to be brave. When I was 13, I mustered up the courage to call one of the biggest computer companies to ask for computer parts. From that one courageous step, I received an internship at Hewlett-Packard where I would continue my love of electronics. Hello? Hi, my name is Steve Jobs. I'm working on a school project, but I'm lacking some parts to finish a project. I was wondering if you might be able to help me. Well, I guess we can see what we can do. During this time, I made a great friend that would change my life forever. His name was Steve Wozniak. He was brilliant. We not only shared the same name, but also a common interest in technology and electronics. Steve inspired me to go to college and study, but I felt like college wasn't for me, so I dropped out. Many people believed I had failed, but in my heart, I knew that there was another path for me. There was one class I really liked, so I kept attending. It was about calligraphy. I would later learn the impact it would make on my design decisions in the near future. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. One of the recurring challenges I faced was that I didn't have much money. So I collected Coke bottles and exchanged them for money. Eventually, I got a job at Atari, a game development company. Outside of work, I spent a lot of time with my friend Steve. He would often show me what he was working on. One day, he showed me a new project. I immediately knew that Steve had created something special. I persuaded him to go into business with me to turn his design into a computer that we could sell to people. We named our product the Apple I. What are you working on? It's my new invention. Whoa, it's brilliant, Steve. This is amazing. It's going to change the world. Do you really think so? We started a company and named it Apple Computer Company. At first, we worked in my family's home kitchen, but then we moved it into the garage. We got our first order of 50 units. Boy, were we happy! But we were faced with a new obstacle. We didn't have any money to produce the order. So Steve and I sold our most precious belongings. So long, Volkswagen. Thanks for all your hard work, HP Scientific Calculator. Our next move was to create the Apple II. People were so excited to have a home computer. It turned out to be a major hit. Line's back there, buddy. Oh, I can't wait to get my Apple. What's the line for? Didn't you hear? The Apple II's coming out today. I couldn't believe it. By the age of 23, I had made over $1 million. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow know what you truly want to become. As the company grew, some of my coworkers and I argued over the direction for Apple. For a time, I was no longer working with the beloved company I created. I was very sad about it. It was my biggest challenge yet, but I wouldn't let that deter me. Instead, I turned my attention to other projects. I helped to create Pixar, a computer animation studio. We released the hit movies Toy Story, Bug's Life, and Finding Nemo. Have you seen any of them? I'm convinced that about half of what separates successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance. When the opportunity arose, I went back to Apple. I was so happy to be back with my company. We began to create groundbreaking products for people all around the world to use. One of those inventions was a revolutionary mobile phone unlike any other. Back then, mobile phones were clunky and they had plastic, tiny keyboards. They were called smartphones, but the problem was they were not very smart. I wanted to change that. So we reinvented the mobile phone. We got rid of all the buttons and just made a giant touchscreen. On our phone, people could browse the internet, access emails, make phone calls, and listen to music. We called it the iPhone. We also created the iPod, iPad, iMac, iWatch, iTunes, and AirPods. Even if you feel like a misfit or a failure, you must always remember to believe in yourself and your ability to change the world. And there is a timeline, in case you're interested, on the development of Apple and Apple products. So, boys and girls, that's the end of our story. I hope you liked that one, and I hope you remember to persevere when you're having trouble too. Have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye.